What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about something a little bit exciting. I've been polling the community, I've been reading some forum posts, I've been on Reddit, I've been talking with people who play the game, and the general consensus is people want something to happen. Now, I don't think this is going to happen, but you never know, right? Because Blizzard has been listening to us, they've been watching our videos, the people who make the content, they've been probably reading through your comments, and they know the general vibe and where everyone's at with Classic WoW and Classic Anniversary. So today we're going to talk about what would happen if Blizzard decided to say, hey, you know what, guys? We've heard you loud and clear. We're going to release TBC pre-patch early. We're going to speed up the AQ phase. We're going to speed up the Nax phase, and you're going to be in TBC a lot sooner than you think. So without further ado, let's dive on into that. All right, so basically, where we're at right now as a community is everyone is playing Anniversary waiting for the Burning Crusade, or some people are waiting for Mist of Pandaria, but I do feel like there is a little bit of an issue where a lot of people who are on Anniversary currently, or maybe we're playing SOD, don't really want to go to Mist of Pandaria, and for those people, you have to sit through the next two phases in Anniversary, Vanilla, right? We have the AQ phase coming, which we still haven't gotten a date for the start of the war effort or anything like that, and then we have the Nax phase, and then would be TBC pre-patch, originally looking like maybe an October, November type of thing. Right now we're currently in June, so depending on when you're watching this video, it's pretty far off, right? But if you've been reading around the community posts over on Reddit, checking comments on YouTube videos, talking to people who are in the game, everyone is pretty much cooked on Anniversary. And AQ generally comes out and people drop off because it's probably the most disliked phase in all of Classic, all of Vanilla, right? Now, what about the possibility of Blizzard releasing TBC pre-patch early, right? Either speeding up the AQ phase or speeding up, the AQ and the Nax phase to get us into TBC quicker, or what if they just drop the TBC pre-patch early and let us play through the AQ phase, play through the Nax phase in TBC pre-patch, right? With Blood Elf Paladins on the Horde side, with Draenei Shaman on the Alliance side, with all of the spells, all of the abilities, all the talent changes reworked, right? We would have Paladins tanking AQ. We'd have Beast Mastery Hunters absolutely popping off. It would be pretty crazy, right? I feel like it would be kind of a fun thing, and it would, make a lot of people who are just kind of sitting, waiting to see if we're going to get a TBC fresh server, waiting for TBC pre-patch to drop to even jump in. It would pull in all of those people. That's a lot more subs that Blizzard would get. So I feel like it's kind of a win-win for everybody. I don't really know if anyone would be upset about this. The general consensus on Anniversary, I have 3 level 60s over on Anniversary. Every single guild that I've been a part of so far, everyone that I've talked to is either planning on quitting once they finally finish their rank 14 if they haven't already, or quitting and taking a break till TBC pre-patch when AQ launches, right? So those are all people who are going to stop playing the game because they're waiting for TBC. They have no intention of going to MOP or anything like that. So it would really give those players something to do. If I feel like, okay, so I put out a community post the other day asking this question, and the general consensus was like 75% plus on the side of just release TBC pre-patch early, and then there was another 25% that was like, I don't really care, or I'm not subbed right now anyway. Maybe I'll sub when TBC drops. So I feel like from a business perspective, it would be pretty smart. You would make a lot of players happy. There's a lot of people who are on Anniversary currently, or maybe on SOD, that are going to just unsub because they don't want to go play MOP, right? MOP is the expansion for World of Warcraft where every class has its highest amount of button bloat. There's a lot of dailies and things like that. I know MOP is a great experience, and I myself am going to give it a shot, but I'd be much more into playing. I would play Anniversary every day from here till TBC release, and then obviously after that, if we got a TBC pre-patch early. It would make me want to level so many characters. I would level everything. I would be doing the raids. We would be doing PvP. The new honor system comes, right? We'd be able to farm the rank 14 gear with honor. Maybe make some kind of a change where like Arathi Basin and Warsong Gulch give you a good amount of honor per hour so we could actually play those BGs and have fun. It would give us something to do for the next 4 or 5 months while we wait for TBC. If you're someone who isn't too keen on the idea of like really going hard in MoP, because MoP is just a different beast. It's a different game. I know it's a great experience. I'm looking forward to it, but for the classic player that's just waiting for TBC, it's a lot. You know, there's a lot of dailies that you have to do every single day. It's a lot of grinding, and just the raid mechanics themselves, for anyone who's tested them out probably knows, the raids are way hard, okay? They're definitely a lot harder than everything we experienced in Season of Discovery, including Scarlet Enclave. So for those players, there's really nothing that they can do, nothing to scratch their World of Warcraft classic itch. And I feel like doing something like this would be kind of out of the realm of normalcy. It would be different, but it may be a lot of fun, right? I think people would really kind of pop off on Anniversary. I think Anniversary has a very healthy population as it is. But currently, most of those people are just farming rank 14 or raid logging or leveling alts for TBC. Now, imagine if we had TBC pre-patch in the game. We would have jewel crafting. We would have the new honor system. Like I said before, we'd have Blood Elves, Paladins on Horde, Draenei Shaman on Alliance. People would be leveling characters like crazy. The world would be even more alive than it already is. I think it would almost be like a soft fresh without even releasing a fresh server if we got pre-patch early. So I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm talking to the community, I'm listening to people, I'm making posts and polls, reading through my comments, and every single one is just really waiting for TBC. A lot of these people are saying that they're going to just unsub until TBC pre-patch. They don't want to go to MoP. I know that my audience is mostly classic players, right? I don't have like the progressive classic player audience on YouTube. I don't have the people who wanted to play Cataclysm and MoP. My audience is mainly like vanilla, TBC, and Wrath. So I know that those numbers can be a little skewed, but these are still numbers, and there's still people who want this. I don't know if it is possible, but if it is, and Blizzard is watching this video, I urge you to maybe poll the community on this, or try and figure out a way to think about making this a thing. I think it would be really good and healthy. It would give everyone an option. People who want to go play MoP can play MoP. The people who want to keep preparing for TBC would keep playing Anniversary, because I do fear this massive drop-off that's going to happen with AQ, especially since we've been in this phase for quite a while now without a release date scheduled or announced for the AQ war effort. And we already know that the Encourage phase is the most disliked phase for most players. A lot of, like, everyone is saying they're going to just take a break until TBC pre-patch when AQ hits. So this would be a way to retain those players and give them somewhere to go, give them something to do. I personally feel like if they release TBC pre-patch early, I think Anniversary's player numbers would triple, if not more. I think everyone would be leveling characters on Anniversary, running all the endgame dungeons, running all the raids, farming the PvP gear. I think that people would be really into it, and I think it would be a cool, different way to approach the end of Vanilla, because, we've played through Vanilla Classic a bunch of times in the past, 6 years. We've done it a lot, so I can see the burnout setting in. I can see people... I don't really think that they're lying when they're saying that, like, they're going to unsub and just wait for TBC pre-patch. They definitely are. We got the bonus level 85 character boost for MoP for killing Balnazar in Season of Discovery, the first boss in Scarlet Enclave, which is great for the people who do want to go to MoP, but I've been seeing a lot more people kind of shifting towards the mindset of, like, I don't really want to try MoP. There's a very healthy good amount of people that want to play MoP, but for the people who don't, they really don't have an option. Anniversary right now, as it stands, is kind of like a raid log experience, or just farm your rank 14 AFK in Alterac Valley. There's some things that definitely could have been done to make the experience a little bit better. Like I said before, making Warsong and AB give you a good amount of honor per hour to kind of stack up against Alterac Valley, so that it's not the meta to just be bored for, over 100 plus hours to get rank 14. But either way, it's kind of too late now for that. But there's other things we could do. And I think one of the things that should be considered, if it's even possible on Blizzard's part, I'm asking on behalf of the community, is it possible to do something like release TBC pre-patch early and let us play through the, the latter half of this vanilla experience with TBC pre-patch, right? With the talents, the abilities, jewel crafting in the game, all of that stuff. Is it possible? I don't really know. This video is purely just speculation, and I know a lot of you wanted me to make it, and that's why I'm making it. I don't even know if the devs are going to see it, but I think talking about it is pretty cool. I think the idea of it would be awesome. I think it would, you know, do numbers in terms of player count and people resubbing. I know myself personally, I've been on kind of a break from WoW for the past few days. We've been doing variety streams with Tello and Perry. We've been having a lot of fun. We've been playing like Rust and some other games. Wild experience once you leave the classic WoW, you know, game scene. There's some wild stuff out there. You know, but I personally, if they did TBC pre-patch early, I would be 110% back playing WoW 7 days a week, just because it's so much fun. I would probably level like almost every class to 60 in preparation for TBC. I would level a lot of characters. I'd be having a lot of fun on stream, PvPing with the new talents and abilities, leveling professions. I think it would be a good time, but I really want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let me know if you would come back if you're unsubbed, if you would be down with this, if you'd rather just play out the rest of vanilla the way that it's supposed to go, maybe another 5-6-ish months of just AQ and then Nax and no TBC pre-patch. Like, let me know what you think. I'm really curious about that. And head on over to my Twitch, twitch.tv/hammerdance. I stream Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern time every single week, and we're pushing for partner by the end of this year. So please, if you want to support me, head over there, drop a follow, and turn on notifications so you guys know when I go live over there. Subscribe to the channel here. We're going to be starting to put out a lot of our TBC content. I know we're like between 4 to 6 months away, but to be honest, I have like 100 TBC videos planned that I want to get out and make for TBC. So we're going to be starting to work on that. So if you're excited for TBC, subscribe to the channel here. That's what we're going to be covering in the near future. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching and listening in. I'll see you all in the next one.